I'm using words, from the church. By his stripes, I'm healed. So why am I sick? Well, it went on and things started to change. And then, like I say, when I got the device, things started opening up in me. And all at once, I seen sparkles of light through my mind. I mean, just like little stars jumping out, different colors. I thought, okay, here we come, pineal gland, here we go. And I believe that's what has taken place. But
Hey, Floyd, thanks so much for coming to spend some time with me today.
it is a great pleasure to be with you, Tracy. I remember you being with LWS and the cult, and I never thought that it would come the day that I'd come face to face with you. But it's a pleasure to be here.
Aw, yeah, I'm still with LWS. I just don't have time to help Ron with calls, but I still help him with other things.
Uh-huh.
Um, so yeah, I haven't really left all the way. It's just my time management skills have to focus on QHS. So, but I love it because I get to be face to face and hear good news every day. How's that?
Yeah, that's good.
That's
That's
awesome.
good. Yeah.
So, how were you feeling, Floyd, before coming to QHS?
Well, all my life from a child up, I never really had much to complain about. Let me put it that way. Yeah, yeah, I had the mumps and the measles and what have you as a child, but coming up through, I never really had what you call a bad life. It wasn't until I hit my earlier age. I'm 84 right now, or be 85 in April, and my wife, she's the same way. We've been married now the 17th of the next month. It'll be 65 years.
Wow, congrats. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
And I've always, tried to direct her in the way to go as far as keeping well. And, she basically did. And she went to the doctors, and I'm not a doctor person. I just don't. Well, I won't get into that. But anyway, it wasn't until, let me see, I'd say about 4 years ago, I had some problems come up and I lost, let's say, the walking ability. I don't have my balance, which I was hoping to get when I got the device. And as of yet, I don't, but I know there's some testimonies. There was a woman not too long ago that was talking about not being able to walk, and she's walking now. And because of not having the balance, that what her problem was. So, anyway, I started out, I was walking, and I would kind of limp on my one leg. And I didn't notice it when it started, but other people say, "Why are you limping?" Well, I'm not. Well, yes, you are. Well, then it wasn't until I walked in front of a glass window in town, where you can see yourself,
Hmm.
and I noticed what they were talking about. Yeah, well, then that brought it to my attention. Well, anyway, next thing you know, my wife talked me into using a cane. And that went on for maybe a year. And then my mother was going down to see her. She had a walker. She was in a home. And I took the walker and took a walk with him. I said, well, this is, fairly easy. So then I got me one. And I think that was the start of where I'm at now because I relied on them more than, doing it on my own. So, anyway, as time goes on, then in January the 5th of 21, I got COVID
Mm.
and went to the hospital. And when that took place, they wanted me to get the shot or the vaccine, whatever you want to call it. I said, no, I don't want it. And they come in several times, doctor trying to talk me in. No, I don't want it. And I don't know what they put in my IV while I was there. I was in the hospital for 5 days. When I come out, he says, you're sick. So this is what I want you to do. But when I come out, I felt good. I mean, yes, I couldn't walk, I couldn't do the things I wanted to do, but yet I felt good. So I thought, okay, what is the reason? Well, whatever they put in my IV, I guess, is what caused it to take place. But I was only home about a week, maybe or so, and I felt these things starting to come back on me. So the thing that hit me the most was sore joints, my hands, this knuckle right here, this one, this finger, then it's an elbow, then my right shoulder, and I didn't have any trouble with my hips, you know. Anyway, I thought, well, when I get the device, listen to other testimonies because I listen to a lot of testimonies that you put online, you know, and I thought, well, according to what's going on with them, that's what's going to happen with me. So I just stuck with it. Well, it hasn't come to the point of what I would like to see it to be.
Yet.
Yes, I got
Yet.
some joints. I got some joints, that eased up. Uh, Things has taken place, and I find that sometimes my balance, I can stand up, without having to hold on to anything. I can dress myself. I take a shower myself, but there's just some things that I'd like to do that I can't do yet. Now, I had ordered a home healing system. That is what I'm waiting on. I'm hoping that gets through because I'm a platinum now.
Woohoo! Thank you.
Yeah. And that I'm waiting on, and I'm hoping, that comes through pretty quick. And also to go to Salt Lake City, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, the device had done for me what I haven't heard a whole lot of others say, and that is spiritually. It has done a tremendous job as far as goes. I was a churchgoer. I got born again, as the church calls it, asking Christ into your heart in 79. And I quit drinking, quit smoking. I did everything, according to the laws of the church. And things went along pretty good. And one church I went to, I was the head usher, I was an elder. Uh, I teach the adult Sunday school there for a while, and also the congregation when the pastor wasn't around. So,
Wow.
you know, I had a pretty good hand on it. And the teaching, that the church was given, wasn't, well, I can't say it wasn't because at the time I believed it. But I come to a point of not believing everything it was there, even though I taught it. I mean, for about 12 years, I had home group and I taught it. But there was just some things there that come up, and I thought, why? And one that really hit me was James 5:14 that says, if, meaning what? If there's any among you that are sick, call for the elders of the church. Them laying hands on you, praying the prayer of faith, anointing you with oil, and you shall be healed. Well, I started back to church here after all this come on me, and a good friend of mine I used to work with, who's a pastor of a church, and I went to his, and he come back and he prayed for me, and nothing took place. Well, the saying is, well, if the elders pray for you and you don't receive the healing, you didn't have the faith to receive it. I said, no, but it don't say that. It says, if I'm sick, call for the elders of the church, and it is their job to bring it about. Yeah. So anyway, it didn't happen, and that was one of the things. And then other things come along, and I thought, wait a minute, there's more to this than what meets the eye. Why is it that so many churchgoers, and I'm not putting them down because I was one of them, didn't have, what they needed. And anyway, I started praying, Lord, show me the truth. I want to know the truth. It's deeper than what is seen with the naked eye. So I went along, with this praying and hoping, because my outer mind, was working, not having the faith, knowing that it had to come from the heart. I was thinking in the mind, hoping that this truth would come to me. Well, lo and behold, now I got the device. And when that took place, things started to change as to what I was seeing spiritually. And
Like what
then,
were you seeing?
oh, I don't know. It's something that's hard to explain. In other words, I was looking at the word differently than what I used to, like James 5:14. Well, is there elders of the church, or is it just a name? Are they really elders? What is an elder? See, that was my question. Okay, the elders of the church. What is an elder? Well, to me, the elder would be someone of, let's say, what's the word I'm looking? In other words, lengthily in the church. Let's say they've been with the church, they've been into the word, they know what the word says, blah, 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 blah. Okay. And not just a title, because a title, they wouldn't know as far as what it is their job is really to do. Now, this is just my way of looking at it. I'm not saying that's the way it is, but that's the way I looked at it. And I thought, wait, okay. If I'm wanting to see something different, what is it that's causing me want to see something different? The device was opening up my brain. Now, we're not to be looking at the brain because that's the outer. And that brain and eyes and the ears can fool you as to what is being heard, listened to, or seen, and the words that comes out of your mouth. It can be a whole lot different than what's up here is different. So I had to come from the heart. Well, that's where the switch started to take place, because I heard Ron and others saying so many times, go within. Okay, what do you mean go within? I thought all these years that I belonged to the church that I was going within. Yes, I had prayers answered, but was it coming from the heart that I was praying, or was it coming from my mind? I don't know, because I didn't know the difference. But now, you see, I'm into Saint Germain's affirmations, what the word means as far as to what we speak. Because if we speak things that is detrimental to our life and wondering why they keep sticking around, and you're having somebody to pray for you to change it, it's not changing. If you don't change your confession, it's not going to change. So what do? You change your confession, not from what you feel or see that you are, but as to what is it is really. And I always said to people, is it any harder to say I am healed than it is to say I am sick? There's no difference. It takes the same amount of words almost and the same energy. So to me, I started saying, okay, I'm sick. I could get up in the morning and thought, wait a minute, I'm not feeling good. But no, by his stripes I'm healed. I'm using words, from the church. By his stripes I'm healed. So why am I sick? Well, it went on and things started to change. And then, like I say, when I got the device, things started opening up in me, not here, but in me. And I got to the point now where I can just speak words like Jesus did. I am the resurrection and the life. And I can feel that. I can feel it. I am the light of the world. I feel that. So I could say, okay, I am God in action now. I am God in action now. And I was just reading there this morning, like I said to my wife yesterday, I think it was yesterday, I said, if we are all one, then who are we praying to? Am I praying to myself? Or am I praying to God? Or am I praying to Jesus or Saint Germain? And I went through and I was reading there this morning, and it said, when you pray and you're praying to let's say a great master or the higher ups, he says it doesn't matter what name you put to it because it's all one. So if I pray to God, I'm praying to myself. If I pray to Jesus, I'm praying to myself. If I pray to myself, I'm praying to God. It don't matter because where he is, I am. Where I am, he is. You can't separate us. So when I come to the point of wanting to know the truth, there was just some things there that I had to grasp a hold of as to who I am and why isn't it being taught? Well, we know now that there's things taking place with the cobble and, which I'm not going to get into. Alex and uh, Alex Collier and Will Barney and Ron Giles, they had a very good conversation. I listened to that twice. It was very good, and they enlightened me to some things. So anyway, that's what I am saying about the device, what it has done to me. So what do I do? Do I preach what I'm trying to say here, or do I let it go until I get more enthused or more revelation as to what is being said? Well, it's like I heard Morse Cirillo, I think it was, that said, if you go out and you teach the word and you do it, and he says you don't see results. He said, don't stop. Keep doing it. Practice it. Practice it. And the more you practice, the better you get. Well, that's where I'm at with it now. Uh, I love it. Nobody's going to tell me anything different about the device. I know what it did for me. As far as everything else, health wise, I'm no different than any others that you put out here because a lot of them had the same problem that I have. They got rid of theirs, and I'm getting rid of mine. Now, when I say getting rid of, I should be saying I'm well because I am. That speaking it will change what is going on in my life. So,
Absolutely true. That's what you're creating for yourself is
yes.
being healthy, happy, and whole. I
Yes.
love that string of phrases, healthy, happy, and whole, complete.
Yes.
And it
Yes.
sounds to me like your pineal gland has been decalcified, and that's why you're now receiving these revelations.
That was something yesterday. I was praying and doing some reading, and there were some things there being said that I didn't fully understand. And I just laid my tablet down on my lap and I closed my eyes and I was saying to Saint Germain, okay, you say some things here that I'm supposed to understand, but you're using words that I fully don't understand. Now, why? And all at once, I seen sparkles of light through my mind. I mean, just like little stars jumping out, different colors. I thought, okay, here we come, pineal gland, here we go. And I believe that's what has taken place. But I have quite a few conversations with Saint Germain anymore. But
What book are you reading?
Saint Germain's, well, it's actually Godfrey, or Godfrey's book that he and his wife had um, encounters with Saint Germain back in the 30s. 32, I think it was the first year, and it went up till like 34, 35, something like that. But Saint Germain would come into the room, now not in physically where they could see him, but they could hear him, and they had other people that was there in the room with them, and they could hear his voice also.
Cool.
But it's powerful. If you go onto Amazon and ask for uh, Saint Germain's affirmations on the I Am, the 33 Discord. And
Okay.
it is powerful, powerful, powerful.
Okay, so you've heard Cynthia say in a video that she had a friend that was at a party that Saint Germain was attending as well.
Yes,
You've heard her tell that story?
yes.
Is
About the
that pretty
home group, and
amazing?
he didn't say anything to them. Then they called him wanting to know what was going on,
I just
why
remember
they felt.
he said it's finished, and then he basically disappeared. And that was the last anybody saw of him. Like he just let it go. He said, "We're done," and he just died or something. I heard this story like 9 months ago, so I'm probably messing it up, but it's in the documentary series that she told this story. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's so magical.
Yeah, well, I might have been into that, and maybe something distract my attention. I didn't hear her say that, but I'll be looking for it.
Yeah, it's in the
I'll be-
documentary series because even before I knew about QHS, my wellness center that I wanted to do for my humanitarian project was called the Violet Flame Wellness Center.
yeah, yeah.
So that's kind of funny, right? Like, who knew that she was going to be so into Saint Germain as well? And you never know.
That's right. That's right.
Awesome.
Well, the thing of it is, you may say something that I may disagree with. Is it in my point to argue with you about it? No. Why? Who says that I'm right and you're wrong? I don't know that until the Spirit or Father God or Christ or whoever, or my own consciousness, which can reveal that to me, saying, hey, you are blessed because you didn't, I'll say, argue with you, or I listened to what you had to say and kept my mouth shut. There's where we get into problems.
Right,
When we
exactly.
open this thing and
You know,
say,
and Ron always says that when you tell somebody what to do or how to believe, then you're stepping on their dominion. And I was trying to explain this to some friends, and in the Lord's Prayer, it says, "Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us." That is what that refers to, I believe. you
yes,
know
yes,
and the other thing is that the olden days we used to be able to discuss differing difference of opinion and then go and have dinner, and not have it be a big deal. But nowadays, if you don't agree, then you can't be friends anymore,
That's
you
right.
know?
That's right.
It's so
Yes.
weird. So
Yes.
Floyd, that brings us to the last question. Well, the main question I love to hear is, what are you going to do post QARC when you have a do-over and you have a healthy 30-year-old body? What excites you
Ye-
about that?
Well, I love children. I love children. And did you ever hear of Freedom Village up in New York?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Pastor Fletcher Brothers. He had, what was, I forget the first name, but afterwards it became the ranch, the children's ranch, I think it was. And he brought children in that were molested, trouble with the family, trouble with the law. I mean, any disturbed child. And I used to go up there. I could leave here, which I live in South Central Pennsylvania. I'm almost right now at the Maryland line. I'm only about 86 miles from DC. That's how close I am. And I would drive up there on a Friday night and stay the weekend and come back on Sunday. Well, I drove coach for him. He had children there that go into churches and would give their testimony and tell about their life, what had happened with them, where they are, and then minister to the group in music and song. And I mean, they had some beautiful, beautiful voices there. I mean, I could sit and listen to them all night sing. And their testimonies would just open your heart up to them. And I think this is one of the things that I wanted to know the truth. They had one black fella up there. He was about 18 years old, who wrote a song that hit the top. I don't remember his name anymore, but I had him on my bus that we drove. Anyway, what I would like to do is I would like to buy a large piece of ground. I love horses and I want to get back on one that I can ride again. And what I thought about, to make it that the children want to come, not because the law said they had to or the parents wanted them to go, but they want to come. Why? Because we had the horses there for them. And what I want to do is get a hold of the governor of Pennsylvania, and they have a mounted drill team, and see if we can get the instructor there to come in to teach someone in our group to be a trainer, to where the children become one with their horse, that horse is their life, to take their mind off of what they went through, to bring them to the point of, hey, I got this horse that is much better than yours. Well, let's go see, and in a friendly way, okay? And the horse becomes uh, part of them, that they can lay down with the horse in the stable and sleep and don't have to be worried about being stepped on, or the horse doing anything with them. Uh, I've crawled under my horse already and laid down, standing there.
Aw,
It's, I don't know. There's just something about a horse that draws me. But I like animals too. I love
yeah,
animals. So
I
that's
love
what my
that.
aim is. And I want to get healing beds. That's the big thing. Being with LWS, we know what's coming, and I want to get healing beds. And what I thought about it, we had a mall here that was up for sale, and I wanted to purchase because it wasn't what you call a lot of money. But anyway, I wanted to buy it, and to one end, they had a Burlington coat factor. or store, not factory, but a store. And I wanted to take that store and put a elderly home in it where we could bring elderly in and wouldn't cost them anything,
Aw.
free, and put a second story on it if it was feasible, if the foundation could hold the second story. And then have the elderly come in there and get well and walk out on their own, and not have to be concerned. And then if they wanted to go to work, they could go to work and have put up an apartment building off to the side where they'd be right there at work. I mean, there were so many things. And there's another thing while I'm thinking about sleep. I can't get to sleep. I I got the device and I thought, okay, hearing everybody, having their time that they could sleep when those that couldn't, you know. So I thought, well, when I get the device, I'm going to sleep. Well, it didn't happen. And it still hasn't happened. I had a couple of times there, where I'd go to bed and I'd sleep maybe 6, 7 hours a night and I was done. I was satisfied with that.
Mhm.
But I come to find out that I'd always wake up. It didn't matter what time I went to bed, I'd wake up right after midnight. Let's say about 1, 2 o'clock, I'd wake up and I could be awake into 3, 4, and 5 o'clock in the morning. Then I wanted to sleep in the morning. But anyway, what I find was after I find out that I'm going inside, there's where the teaching was coming on while I was awake laying in bed. I could lay there and look at the ceiling because it's got a night light and there was just enough light you could see the ceiling. And I would lay there and look at the ceiling, and the Alliance would minister to me. And I'd say, okay, this is an idea I got. Well, now they wouldn't say yes, no, or there anyway. I'd get a good feeling in the heart about what I wanted to do. I thought, yeah, this is it. But anyway, uh, get back to what I want to do after the Q arc. That is my main purpose, is to get children that are, let's say, being molested or trouble with the law or their families can't get along with them, that we could bring them in and teach them what love is. What is love? See, that's another question. What is love? Is love really what the word says it is, or does it go much deeper? That we haven't come to that point yet, because we only know, we say love, yes, I love you, you love me. And some even go say, I love my car, I love my dog, I love, 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 love. Is it really love, or is it just a word that we express?
Well said.
And that's the thing I want to know. That's what I'm looking for. I want to know what the truth is. And God is going to give it to me. Not to give it to me, He's going to bring it to remembrance because I already have it. Everything I need is in the heart. The mind wants to get in trouble and bring out the things of this world.
Yeah. But you are gonna, I mean, I can see you pondering it already. So coming from your heart, checking in with what your heart tells you, you're gonna find that answer. And then will you come back and do a part 2 interview with me, Floyd, after the Q arc?
Yes.
Isn't that gonna be
Yes.
fun?
Yes. Uh,
Awesome. So what would you like to say in closing, my dear?
I would like to tell everybody, don't give up. You may not see what it is that you want now, but stay in there. Confess with your mouth that you already have it, and things will start to change. Our words have more power in them than we realize. God said, "Let there be light," and light was. Boom, just like that. We had that same ability. The only thing, it was taken away from us, and we got to come back to remembering who we are.
Well said, my friend. So you are just so lovely. I so appreciate you coming to spend some time with me and sharing your beautiful story, Floyd.
Yes. Well, I hope that I didn't discourage anybody. I don't have a vocabulary like everybody is. I only went to seventh grade school. I flunked the first and second grade, so that put me 2 years behind. And then in 1956, my dad fell and broke his back and couldn't work anymore. He was done. He was paralyzed from the hips down. So then I had to go to work to help to support the family. Well, they left me out of school before I was actually eligible to, because of the home condition. And I went to work then for the same contractor my dad did. And that's where I'm at.
Floyd,
So,
you did just fine. And the coolest thing ever is that you get it because you come from your heart.
yes.
You're beautiful. I look forward to next time, my friend.
Yes. And it was good to be here with you. I love this. I could go on talking and talking and talking. You know, my wife says, you get him started, you can't shut him up.
Hey, that's
But
not a bad thing because that shows your high energy, and that's what we need to be able to carry through with
yes,
our project. So
I would like to be able to help QHS in some way. But it's like I say, I don't have the vocabulary. When I hear other people talk, I said, I just don't have it. So anyway,
you do just fine, my friend. I so enjoyed our conversation. So we'll
okay.
have a beautiful day and I'll see you next time, okay?
All right. You
Okay,
too.
sweetie.
Thank
Take
you.
care now. Bye for now.
Thank you for making this QHS project fly. This valorous admin team, thank you. Key community welcomes you. Thank you for making your home QHS healthy and happy. Thank you for helping us place QH centers all around the world. Together, hand in hand, we make miracles happen. QuantumHealingSystems.org. Thank you.